Hi guys! Welcome back to another video. This one is a spotlight, but it's not a positive one, it's a bad one. I have here my Phalaenopsis Christine Margot, sugar plum. This one is a primary hybrid between Phalaenopsis equestris and Phalaenopsis javanica, and I bought it here locally in the UK from Spice Exotic Plants, with other Phalaenopsis that are doing super well. However, this one is the worst of them. I have other videos where I talk to you about signs that shows that your Phalaenopsis orchid's not doing well. So I revise some of these here, and I'll talk to you a little bit about what I noticed that's happening with my plant and how I want to address it. Let's start. Just before I talk about these specifically, if you enjoy this type of content, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. It helps me a lot. Let's start then. So, this one have been really weird for a while. I noticed that we have a flower spike here. This one is a sequential bloomer, which means that it will push out one flower after another flower. So it starts with like a healthy flower, but suddenly all the buds are starting to blast. So I have one bud here that didn't develop well and blasted. Not only all the buds are blasting, but I also noticed that the leaves are starting to become limpy. You can find some wrinkles here. All of these are signs that your Phalaenopsis are not healthy. Another clear sign that your Phalaenopsis orchid or other monopodia are not healthy is that I have one leaf on top of another one and then are getting smaller and smaller. I have a very small leaf here at the top. So all of this is a combination of signs that are telling me that this orchid is sick somehow or something is not well with this. I have zero ideas about what could be, and that's why I thought it would be nice to show you how I'm going to access this plant. Maybe we discover something together, maybe not. I have a few suspicion. Maybe it's not enjoying the mix so much, maybe it's not enjoying the water. However, I do have the javanica and the equestris, and both of them are potted in the exactly same type of mix, and they are both healthy. And these are the parents. So it tells me that if the parents survive in my environment using the same type of mix, the same water, why the primary hybrids not thriving? I have zero ideas. Sometimes the plant can come with some issues itself, maybe that's the case. The potting mix is not smelling nice, which means that I have some decaying material here, so probably some dead roots inside this pot. The roots are probably not exactly healthy because the plant's not healthy. I have some aerial roots, and I have a suspicion that probably these ones are the only roots alive. Since the plant is so strange, I would say, I think that we may not find many roots inside this pot. I am not sure. So I will change the camera now, focus on my table, and I'll show you how I'm going to repot, and let's talk a little bit while I do it about other things. Maybe we'll be able to fix that plant, hopefully, because I prefer the flower of this one than to the javanica. As I said, I have both. And something interesting about these primary hybrids is that it has the leaves are very similar to the equestris, but the flower is very similar to the javanica, only with a stronger color. Nice to see both parents in one plant, isn't it? So let's start repotting it. I hope you can see everything well. What's my plan with this orchid? First of all, I don't like this outer pot because I think it's too big for this pot. So let's start removing this plant from the pot. I will do as I do with all my orchids. You probably know this step by step by now, so I don't need to repeat everything. But if you have any questions, let me know down below. So just squeeze the pot and remove the orchid from it. It's pretty easy. Just to say that I was not lying, this mix is very fresh. The moss is very fresh. So I don't understand what's wrong with this orchid. But it is what it is, right? So I have some dead root system at the bottom. Oopsie daisy. So I will reuse this pot. It's definitely not smelling good. So there we go. So this is my orchid with all of its roots. So let's start cutting. I have a sterilized pair of pruners here. Let's start cutting all of the dead roots. That's the first thing that I will do here. I honestly don't know. Just go with everything that's completely dry. Let's see what is left. And then maybe the water is too heavy for this orchid, but I don't understand why the mother plants, both of them do well when this one doesn't. So I do have some live roots inside the pot, as you can see. I don't know if you have noticed, but in case of this orchid, we have a long neck full of aerial roots. It is normal with some Phalaenopsis. Most of them were live from one side. I forgot to look into this side. This side we have some dead roots here as well. But more than that, all good. Do have some live roots, not a lot, but some are live. And my question is, what's wrong with these orchids? I don't know. The mix is definitely fresh. I have a new leaf coming here between these two tiny leaves. And I have something sprouting between the leaves here that could be, I think it's another root. So why it's getting smaller and smaller, I don't know. But for now, everything that I can do is just repotting it and wait and see what happens in the future. Since I don't have many roots growing inside the pot, I'm not going to use this massive pot. I will choose a smaller pot for this plant. I think it will enjoy more. Let's find a smaller pot now. Okay, I have a smaller pot. Here's my orchid with its roots. What I'm going to do with this one specifically is I will spray some hydrogen peroxide 3% on the root system because I have no idea what's going on with this. I don't know if it will make any difference. I didn't see any snails or any pathogens, so I don't know if it would be completely necessary in this case, but I don't know. Just in case, you know, when you are trying to eliminate all the possibilities, so I let it fizz a little bit. But the plant looks okay. It has many leaves, but the roots are not growing well. So what I have here is a smaller pot. It's a little bit smaller than that one. This one is 11 centimeters. I think the other one was 13. And I will pot it like I pot my all Phalaenopsis and all of my plants. A little bit of moss at the bottom. And I will add more bark than moss because my climate's not exactly super warm. And I don't think my Phalaenopsis need lots of Sphagnum moss. So for this reason, it's going to be just one strain of moss and another, and most of the things that we will add in this pot is going to be bark. The moss helped me to water them, but it's not extremely necessary. If you don't have many plants and if you have a good way of watering them, if you have the time as well, you can definitely go well only with some bark. I don't have experience with inorganic material or cocoa coir, cocoa peat, so I cannot advise you on that. But I do have experience with these materials, so I will keep just adding it because it doesn't have many roots. It's quite easy to repot as well in a way. So there are some advantages here. I will add some slow-release fertilizer because Phalaenopsis usually have feeders. Although this little beast here is not growing well, but they tend to be. And I will add a last layer of Sphagnum moss here and just some bark at the top. I think that's it. My plant is fully repotted. Something that we can also do is, oh my gosh, grab some of these aerial roots and try to sneak them inside their pot. I will try with these ones. Sometimes we break the roots a little bit. It usually works with my Phalaenopsis. I should have done that sooner. I need to remove some of the mix and then I will add it again. Because I cannot hydrate the aerial roots well. And I'm not going to keep misting my orchids for the reasons that I have probably explained before. So try to keep this one in contact with the mix. It don't need to be all inside the mix, but if it is a little bit, it can grow inside the pot more. And that's it. Let me add it to its outer pot and I'll come here to conclude the video. So this is it. My plant is fully repotted. I will add some water to this mix because it's completely dry. It will return to their usual place. And there is nothing much more than I can do about this plant. I sincerely have no idea what's going on with this orchid. It was something that I added to the mix and spoiled the roots. If the plant has some underlying issues that I have no idea about, it may not be a resilient hybrid. When you have this kind of issues going on with your orchid, I would advise you to research, look online about the species or about the hybrids, where the parents come from, where the species come from. So then you can know if this plant is it's an epiphyte or maybe it's a semi-terrestrial. You can look to see if the mix is the appropriate one. The mix is correct. If you don't find any insect inside the pot, then the only thing that I could do in this case was to repot, remove the dead roots, and wait to see if this plant will recover. Now, it's not hard on my own abilities to be able to make this plant better, but was the best that I could do. If you have any other examples of plants that are not doing super well, that something that is happening to you as well, I'd love to hear your stories. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about this plant. I think the flowers are beautiful. I leave them here towards the end. But although they are super cute and nice, I'm so sad that my hybrid's not doing well. Who knows, maybe it will surprise me in the new year. That's everything that I want to tell you today. I hope you enjoy it, and I see you again soon. Bye-bye!